On the video gonna be about Shawn. He was a tall dude in Boys to Men, and he plays guitar too. And he had a real interesting take. Shawn of Boys to Men says that R&B suffered because of hip hop thuggery image, and I agree. I agree. A lot of people equate that with Jodeci's imagery, but those boys could sing. People say that with R. Kelly, but he could sing. But I did see him change and adapt to a persona. I saw him go braids. I saw him talking about R&B thuggery. Jodeci did it. Bad boy of R&B. You know, a lot of the acts went from the suit and ties of the Luther Vandrosses, the Freddie Jacksons, the Alexander O'Neills, the James Ingrams, the Jeffrey Osbornes, and Gerald Leverts, etc. I can mention, Keith Washington. I can go on, and then I watched this change. It impacted with the sampling, the looping, trying to sound more hip hop, trying to sound more street, trying to have more of this, which shows you how racist and systematic the music industry and a piece of trash that it is. Because if you listen to old Bobby Womack records, or you listen to old Lattimore records or Tyrone Davis records, they were soulful harmony. They wore three-piece suits. They sounded very black, very authentic. Al Green did too. Did not have to sag. Did not have to, use the N word, call women out their names, call black folks out their names. Didn't have to do all that. Didn't have to perpetrate a role that you were rolling like you was Tony Montana or something, or you were Superfly. Your music was speaking for itself. Curtis Mayfield was funky and soulful. You didn't have to go do that. Isaac Hayes too, Barry White. And they were street cats. Barry White was a street brother, okay? But that's what this racist, institutionalized, systematic plantation music industry wants to have. They even did it to Babyface. So when he worked with Pharrell, how they did that. Tried to do with Keith Sweat, you know. Thank goodness Frankie Beverly never went that route. Okay. There are some who did not go that route. Even Prince went that route with the gangster, with the microphone, and Michael Jackson did too. I mean, I'm watching what they do. I watch what they had to do. Systematic, institutionalized what they had, what they force you into bending and submitting to the culture. That's why it's so butt backwards and so pathetic, Because if you're a crooner, you're a crooner, you know. And you are a stylist. That's what you do. That's what you do. And I know some people are going to say, well, Timberlake culture appropriation. When white boys do it, they trying to braid and sag and try to use it. And that's in blackface, and that's even more horrible. Bieber too, all them. But in black with R&B, with singers and imagery, you church boy. You ain't shooting dice and spiking the punch. And some people thought Boyz II Men were corny for what they did. That had more to do with their aesthetics in terms of that they didn't expound musically. It wasn't because of their imagery or their style, And the bottom line is they were technically great singers, and they put on better presentation than Jodeci, and they had better songs. Catalog speaks for itself. I think Jodeci had the better harmony, and I think both of them put together, if you put it like peanut butter and jelly, you might have had one incredible group. I don't think neither one of them two groups is seeing anything this side of Temptations, and I can go on with the real groups. But you see, those groups back in the day were street too. The Temptations weren't no milkman. They were hood. They were hood cats. Barry Gordy got them to charm school and polished them up. Those were hood cats. That's the difference. But you are seeing what the industry does, the plantation. And that's why I love music. To quote Maurice Starr, who used to, behind New Edition, New Kids on the Block, writer, producer, Svengali, he said it best. I love the music. I hate the industry. And the industry is the devil. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts and comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And it is true, it did more harm than good. But the powers that be would rather put money to get black folks and entertainers to act a certain way to sell an imagery. They let white folks go in blackface, and then they go back and slip back being white. But you see all the acting that goes on in the entertainment industry, especially with black music and this game. I'm out.